Hey YouTube, this is Nashtaters. Welcome back to another episode of War of the Visions. So today is Saturday and I would like to do a strategy day. Essentially, I'm going to be talking about strategies of some kind to help you guys perhaps improve your game and perhaps maybe give you a little bit of extra knowledge on top of perhaps what you're dealing with. Currently, we got a lot of stuff going on in the game, including 2 brutal challenges, or at least 2 brutal versions of something that's already existing, and we got many things to farm. So I felt like it was a good time to perhaps start discussing from a strategic perspective of how I'm looking at this game. Now obviously a lot of these ideas are not just mine, because as many of you guys know, I stream on Friday nights and there are a lot of good players who have a lot of knowledge coming in there and hanging out with me, and many of them give me nice suggestions, and of course I learn quite a bit from them. So from all those things, I've gathered quite a bit of info, and I'm going to try to implement some of those on Saturdays. And today we're going to go over a little bit about some of the strategies for the brutal challenges, and hopefully you guys enjoy. Okay, so let's do some house cleaning. Obviously yesterday was the stream. We had a lot of fun. We hit an all-time high at 51 viewers at one point. For me, that's a pretty big milestone, and I want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out. Also, we're approaching 850 subscribers. For those of you who are new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button. We're really trying to push for 1,000 subscribers before the 1-year anniversary mark, so that way we can have a lot more access on this channel. Also, ultimately, I do want to monetize on this channel so I can start using some of that income to put back into the game. Most likely I'll be buying more packs, maybe do some more unit builds, and so I can get more information to you guys out there. Also, maybe I want to get another monitor, or maybe kind of improve some other things that I have going on, so therefore I can get better with presentations and whatnot on this channel. Now, in terms of covering War of the Visions, I've got quite a few things accomplished this week. Those of you who have not seen what's going on my stream, I finished, see if I can find it here. Well, I'm still working on the Bale Gauntlet. This one, it's pretty tough because the drops are pretty low. But I finished the Killer Bow already, as you can see here. And I'm going to go for another, I guess, +5 number of recipes. And then, of course, Lacerna is finished. And so that's pretty much essentially this week. Now I want to talk a little bit about Gouga and Saiga. Saiga! I used to love those commercials from back in the day. Saiga! Well, anyways, essentially you guys saw that I've been farming the Killer Bow. But I want to talk a little bit more first about which Killer Bow is going to be the best. Now, before I actually go into that, go into my description below and check out the link that I posted. And I do want to thank one of the viewership of this channel and a regular member and a regular contributor to the stream. I'm going to go ahead and pull up his name right here. Boom. I want to thank him because I got his permission to post this. He was able to join my Discord and give us that information because I did propose the question in my Thick Thighs Save Lives channel about whether or not which one is better. I personally went with critical, because I feel like when you talk about strategies and you're talking about specific weapons, you got to think of who are these weapons designed for, right? Currently, we don't have enough snipers. We only have one. In the future, we're going to get another one. And one of the things is, I feel like this bow is specifically designed for Niv, because Niv is the only sniper. So we're essentially talking about which subtype, right? Missile attack up at the end of +5 is going to be 15. So essentially this bow is going to come down to assault or critical. Critical, you get a lot of crit. In assault, you can go up to pretty high in terms of damage. But upon examining Niv, which again, this link will show you someone's perspective, but the perspective is well broken down. So you can definitely go check that out and kind of start seeing if it reinforces how you're viewing this situation. Clearly, this situation doesn't apply to everyone because not everybody has Niv, and not everybody perhaps care too much about building their bow right now. But I think is enough information there for you to finally make your decision. So that's out of the way. I'm going to show you my team that I'm defeating the Brutal Challenge. Obviously, this is going to be a little bit biased, unfortunately, because one thing I noticed about my channel is I am a spender and I'm also a free-to-play. So I'm still working on trying to get a team going in terms from the free-to-play perspective. But this is my team that I'm using. Don't worry too much about the vision cards and the espers because I've been messing around with them. Since I already finished the challenge, I decided that I was leveling sort of the espers overnight because I was farming the gauntlet. So I will definitely switch these to different espers in terms of making sure they're maximized. For example, I will have my death machine on my main tank here, and therefore he'll take the least amount of damage for missile. So in my honest opinion, I think this is the setup in terms of positioning. You want your tank here, and you want a DPSer of some kind here, so therefore he's drawing the hate with Vow of Love and takes away the angle of attack from your physical damage from your enemy units. The direction of hate should be contributed or directed towards your main tank. Your second off tank should be somewhere around here, and your main DPSer here on the background on the second team should be here, because ideally your goal is to put a unit here that can go ahead and one-shot that Ryu. And if you can get the Ryu down, you should be able to have a somewhat smooth run. And of course your healer or supporting unit, or perhaps another DPSer with some healing abilities, should be located here. Now bear in mind, I'm using all 5 limited units. And some people might say, well, you're using overpowered units. And I don't disagree here. I simply run on auto all day long while I'm watching YouTube or working on my videos or working on my free-to-play account. And therefore, I was able to get essentially 63 recipes in roughly 2 days. But to be fair, I wasn't really farming as hard in the first couple of days. Since we already get, what, 2 weeks to do this, you should have more than enough time to do this. And hopefully I can figure out how to run with a team of full free-to-play players, right? And bear in mind, just because you're free-to-play, it does not mean you don't have access or have at least 1 to 2 perhaps limited units at max level. I on my free-to-play account have 2 actual, I have 3 limited units that are actually maxed out on that account and 100% free to play there. But hopefully I'll pump out another video very soon showcasing me doing a full run of the Brutal, Gouga, and Saiga using this team. So to end this video, you can definitely skip it at this point. So technically speaking, this is the end of the video. I want to thank y'all for watching. I want to thank y'all for listening, and I want to thank y'all for the continued support. I'm just going to go ahead and run a clip of me doing a full successful run using this team. Until next time, take care of yourself and all your loved ones. Nashtaters out of here. Peace.